Hey guys, it's Daphne. Welcome back to my channel. So today I have such a silly video for you guys. I'm going to be ranking the Winx Club couples, the OG 6. So that's Blue and Sky, Stella and Brandon, Aisha and Nabu, Musa and Riven, Tecna and Timmy, and Flora and Helia. So let's just get into the video. By the way, I'm going to be ranking from like bottom to top. So in 6th place, actually, one second. Okay, so I have my notes ready. Let's begin with the person in the number 6 spot. We have Tecna and Timmy. So let me explain. Basically, Tecna and Timmy, they're like the technological couple, like Tecna's power and her magic like revolves around technology, and then Timmy's like the smart guy out of the specialist group, so he like comes up with all the gadgets and he always like flies the ships and knows all that crazy cool internet stuff, right? So naturally I guess the creators were just like, we're gonna pair them together. But my problem with them is that they have no chemistry. Like, they literally have no chemistry. And I get being like socially awkward. Like, both of them are pretty like socially awkward and like prefer to be on their phones or working on something with technology than like being with people. So I get why they're attracted to each other in that sense, because they can bond over that. But they have no romantic chemistry at all. There's no tension. Like, it's just like they're the most bland Winx Club couple, and they don't really make sense together. Like, you know what do you know what beards are? I feel like they're each other's beards, to be honest. Like, it just doesn't make sense in my mind. In the number 5 spot, we have Musa and Riven, and I like feel like a lot of people would expect them to be in the number 6 spot because they were just so toxic, but honestly, like, their whole relationship was very entertaining to watch. And like seeing their ups and downs and how they always came back to each other or whatever, like, it feels like an enemies to lovers book almost watching them on screen. So for that, I had to give them like a leg up over Tecna and Timmy. But in reality, they're just like, they're really not made for each other. They're too different. Riven is way too aggressive and does not know how to manage his anger or how to communicate very well, whereas Musa is this person who's like super in tune with her emotions, and just like, I feel like needs someone who's also like kind of like artistically minded and kind of on that same wavelength. So for that reason, Musa and Riven is in the number 5 spot. But I think they're really visually stunning together and very entertaining to watch. But as a like actual couple, no. The number 4 spot, we have Bloom and Sky. So this one's hard. Like, the figuring out the number 3 and number 4 spots, like, they're honestly probably very equal, like pretty much on the same level. But Bloom and Sky is in the number 4 spot because I feel like they're just basic, and this happens a lot when you have a main character. Like, Bloom is like the center of the Winx Club basically, and Sky is the core of the specialist. And so when you like put people like that together, they don't tend to really create any kind of actual balance or like intrigue with each other. Like, I think honestly, like, it was just one of those things that are like, he's the prince of this, he's gonna be king, she's the lost princess, let's make it happen, you know? Like, they have chemistry and they're cute together. And I remember in my childhood just being like obsessed with them because they were just very like, they were the it couple because they were in prominent positions. But I feel like that's not really enough to like consider yourself a good couple, and they're just kind of like cringy to me. I feel like they just played way too much on their storylines. It was just kind of like weird. They also like had so many different love interests like battling for each other, like Diaspora with Sky and Valtor with Bloom. It just kind of felt weird. It's just like, this is just too much. Like, you're doing a little too much. So I feel like it just wasn't really giving as much as it needed to. Like, there are better couples on this list, so that's why they're in the number 4 position.
I love it here.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Okay, number 3, we have Aisha and Nabu.
Life is aisha.
And whenever I speak about them, I get like a little bit sad because we all know his death scene was just absolutely tragic. And I feel like, honestly, that's what's propelling them into the number 3 spot over Blue and Sky, because when Nabu died and Aisha had like 2 other love interests like later on in the seasons, you felt his missing presence. Like, I never really got into Aisha's other love interest because Nabu really was the love of her life, and I stand by that. And because of that whole love of your life thing, I think that's why I really paired them together. Also, I love to see Black girls in love. I really do. Like, it just made me really happy seeing them together, and also seeing like Black love on screen was just really, really freaking cool. And I feel like their energy, like, he definitely like calmed her, relaxed her energy, and I feel like she brought a little bit of like a just like life into his seemingly like really strict like upbringing and role in the group. And I just feel like they really mixed together really well, and it was really sad to see him go. And I feel like some of these other couples, like Musa and Riven, or Tecna and Timmy, if they went and found another partner, I would be like happy for them and I wouldn't even care. But Aisha and Nabu have a very special place in my heart, and I feel like I don't really see Aisha with anyone else, so that's why they're in the top 3 spot. Okay, our number 2 couple, it's getting down to it. Who do you think it is? You're gonna be able to see in the cards, which is fine, but yeah, it's Stella and Brandon. So they're in my number 2 spot, and this might come as a surprise to some people because Stella and Brandon both kind of have this like superficial air to them. Like, not that Brandon's like a narcissist or anything, like nowhere near as self-obsessed as Stella is, but his whole thing is like he's handsome, he's muscular, he's kind of a dude bro. But I feel like what people like often forget is like the nuances in their relationship. Like the fact that Stella is so outgoing and so outspoken and so like bold, and Brandon doesn't care, and he just like takes in and embraces and loves her for who she is. I feel like that like speaks a lot of volumes. There's also that one episode where she like turns into a monster, and he loves her no matter what her physical appearance looks like, despite her being like the fashion forward and like beautiful queen of the Winx. And like I feel like he loves her no matter what, and it's obvious. And I feel like some of the other guys might have reacted differently, but not Brandon. And he's just like he's a steadfast rock for her.
Pretty because of her spell.
Stella, maybe this isn't the best time to tell you this, but I can see what you look like.
But how is that possible?
I don't know. The spell Flora cast on me never worked.
And you, even though I look like this, you didn't run away?
What, me run away from a beautiful person with a great big heart and a wonderful soul?
They just like make sense together also, and I feel like for that reason they also just got more scenes, and I feel like they just, I don't know, like when I was younger they definitely weren't this hype on my list because I felt like they're just kind of like a whatever couple. But looking back on it now, I really feel like they had so much chemistry, romantic, sexual tension, yes, and like they just always made sense. Like if Stella and Brandon weren't together, it was like, huh? Like what's going on here, you know? So they're really cute together and I love them. And this number 1 spot is well deserved. It is well deserved, I'm telling you. Flora and Helia. They're literally speaking about them makes me so freaking happy because ever since I was little, I've been obsessed with the both of them and them together. If I'm gonna rewatch a Winx episode, I'm probably going straight to the one where she confesses her feelings for him because
Helia, I love
it does it for me every single time.
I do too.
I just think they're so cute together. Hey, I'm ranking the Winx Club couples.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Cute.
But yeah, so Flora and Helia, I feel like they're so good at communication because they're both really in tune with their feelings and good at expression. And I love that Helia is a romantic and he like plays into Flora's like sensitive nature. The fact that he's written poetry for her and drawn her and just like always knows what to say, I just feel like it's so sweet. And Flora just like being like kind of like hardening any edges that he has, like being rough around the edges and just being like so sweet and like loving on him. I just feel like they just make so much sense together. Like they never really fought, and if they did have arguments they were resolved so quickly. And I just feel like they're the kind of relationship that I aspire to have, if that makes sense. And that's why they're in the number 1 spot for Winx Club couples. So that is it. That is my ranking the Winx Club couples. Hopefully you enjoyed also seeing some Winx Club content. Hopefully it inspires you to go watch it again because that show is top tier. It's top tier. But yeah, I just feel like I had to rank the OG couples, you know. The list has definitely changed over the years, and I feel like this list makes sense and I'm happy with it. But I also would be like really interested to know what you guys think the top Winx Club couple or the worst one is, or to even like see your list and your tier ranking, because everyone kind of bonded and interpreted with the show differently. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.